Welcome to the Ave Podcast with Cal C on South Shore Ave Radio.
But welcome to the Ave Podcast, and I'm joined by before I even say that, welcome to the Super Bowl 59 Postgame live stream that we're recording right now. They said it couldn't be done. They said it could not be done. Even I said, I have to see it. And I saw it. And I wasn't expecting it. At least not like this. Yeah. Not like this.
Let's go.
Not like this. But before we begin, now let me introduce the guests of the show, family members of the South Shore Ave. Past guest Michael Hyatt, who's been on the last year's live stream. Plus, he was also on past episodes. One of my favorite ones I say to this day, The Adventures of Young Street. If you ever go back in the catalog, please go and check that out. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So welcome, Michael Hyatt, to the show. How you doing?
Good, fam. Thank you for having me back.
No problem. Next guest is another South Shore family member at this point, friend of the podcast, and riding shotgun for most of my football pods throughout the years. Please welcome Roger Calendar to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm doing well. Flying high.
Yes.
Flying high.
Yes. And last but not least, I don't have the smoke. You have that in the background, looks like right now. So that actually works for you. But the former CIS football all-star, head coach, and super fan of the Philadelphia world champion, Super Bowl 59 Eagles. Please welcome Mr. Gary Joseph to the show. How you doing today, sir?
Hey.
How you feeling? How you feeling?
Oh!
Well, first of all, hand claps to the performance today by the Eagles. That was hand claps. That was awesome.
Thank you, sir.
That was not what we expected. That was definitely not what we expected. Bell to ass. That was wild. Let's talk about it, man.
That's what my son told me to say.
Did you beat him after he said that to you? Or actually, no. It only works for today, right?
This is Kalen. He's a man now. He can say that. He can say that stuff.
Oh, okay, that works. All right. Well, let's get to you first, super fan. How do you feel?
I feel great. Anything's possible. Yo, it's redemption.
Facts.
But the cherry on the cake is preventing the Chiefs to go the three-peat. It just makes it even sweeter. And
that's a fact.
I can't lie. Going to the game, I was nervous.
Yeah, it's the Chiefs.
You don't ever want to play the Chiefs and it's close because at the end of the game, Mahomes always makes the right play to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like the Eagles had to get out to a lead, be up by a few scores so that even if Mahomes gets the ball at the end, it doesn't matter. But that defense showed up and showed out.
Yeah. No, that's a fact. That is a fact.
Like that pressure, the constant pressure was 6 sacks.
6 sacks.
6 sacks.
6 sacks, fumble recovery,
rush throws.
1 pick going back for a TD.
Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, man.
The exciting whites.
Ontario born too, huh?
He's Ontario born?
I think he's from London, man.
Really?
Cooper DeJean?
He's not Canadian.
No, he's not.
I thought he's Canadian.
No. I think he's from like a small town in Iowa or
no.
Ohio.
Sydney Brown is Canadian.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Sydney Brown. He's the twin of Chase Brown, the running back.
Okay.
Yes.
My bad.
But he's a DB though. He plays safety. Yeah.
So
Cooper DeJean's from Iowa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is this? The Jason C. Horror remix?
That white boy's got some swag.
No, and he's got Twitch, man.
Yeah. Yes,
he's got Twitch. Have you seen his high school basketball highlights?
No. Bunnies.
Oh, really? He's just banging on. He's only 5'11".
Yeah.
Be strong.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's strong. He's explosive. He's smart. He's a physical tackler.
Yeah. Freaking man's he's playing safety and punt return and kickoff return.
Yeah. He's playing nickel. It's even harder.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
He's
Jeez.
playing nickel. He's the starting nickel.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. And they
Nah, man, Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, champ.
No, they didn't allow the big plays.
Yeah.
Kansas City didn't really try to run the ball early. And then once they got down, they abandoned it. And it's like they just played into the Eagles' hands.
Yeah.
They did.
And honestly, I mean, it was fun to watch because, like I said, for me, I didn't have a dog in the fight. Like I mentioned before, I was cool with whoever won because I'm like, end of the day, it's black quarterbacks. So, like one was either going to get his first or one was going to make history. So,
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
or like history, like never been done before history type of thing, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm cool. I was cool either way. You know what I mean? And I'm not one of those Kansas City haters. I like Mahomes, so it wasn't a big thing for me. But watching Jalen Hurts play the way he played today as well was a sight to see. Pretty much took care of the ball for the most part. You know what I mean? Made the plays that he had to play with his one bad play, but he made the plays that he had to with his arm and his legs. Yeah. But I tell you, man, it was nice to see how that defense they just dominated Kansas City's offensive line. That was the story of the game.
Yeah, it was.
Like that was basically the story of the game. They couldn't and to be honest, because you have that KC phobia, the cheese phobia, when they went up 17-0, I was like, Kansas City, they can still come back. The script is still the script. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then after when he threw the second interception, I was like, oh wow, Philly's got a chance. I said, Philly's got a shot.
Hey, listen, speaking of the script, I couldn't enjoy the game until that point as well. Because you sent me that video on what the script was supposed to be. They're supposed to go into that halftime being down a couple scores. Travis rallies the team, and then it's gonna turn around the game. So because for a long time, I'll be honest with you guys, I've started to lose a lot of faith in NFL football, right?
Yeah.
I like from last year's game where that whole, I don't know if you remember, where Kansas City was driving, they had gotten stopped and they got a first down where it should have been 2nd and 8 or 3rd and 8. And nothing was said about it. And I'm like, hold on a second. And then not until one of that same conspiracy guy actually showed it, I was like, yo, I remember seeing that. Why was nothing said? Something's going off. This is wrong. So, anyways, fast forward now. I'm now watching the game like, okay, well, when's the shoe gonna drop? All right, I'm waiting. But then Cooper DeJean gets the pick 6, and I'm like, hold on a second. This is looking
way
bad.
off script.
This is way off script.
Yeah.
Way off script. And then come third quarter, the ball's still rolling. I'm like, okay, they're not coming back from this.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. Like there's not, you don't have enough time. So thanks, Calvin, because you sent that to me and you had me like this. Football sucks. Nothing. This is not real. It's not a real game right now. And then I had to catch myself and be like, oh no, they're getting their ass whipped for real. And Eagles are playing their asses off right now.
Yeah.
Like, yo, listen, let me tell you, I played quarterback, and he took a shot where his arm got pulled, and he took a shot in his chest at the same time.
Oh my gosh! I know that hurt.
Dude, I jumped out of my couch and said, "Thank the Lord, I don't play this game no more." Because that's hospital.
Yeah, I know that hurt.
Ooh.
Listen, man.
He's feeling that. He's gonna be on Bourbon Street drinking bourbon with that one.
Listen, man. That old adage: offense wins games, defense wins championships.
Yeah.
100%. That was the perfect example. When you could literally get be pressured 52% of the time without blitzing.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
That's the key, man.
I was watching that game and I had flashbacks of when the Bucks went against the Chiefs. When was it? I think it was like 2020.
Years ago.
When they completely got dominated by the defense. It was the same thing. Patrick Mahomes was running for his life.
Yes, running for his life.
And it reminded me of the exact same thing. Like, it was the third quarter, 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and they had like 40 total yards. Like 40. There had already been like six sacks, 2 interceptions, and it was going on like, what was it, like 24-0? And I was like, this is insane. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
In my mind, I was kind of thinking, okay, well, this might be the 28-3. This might be Patrick Mahomes' time to come back.
Yeah.
Because I've seen Brady do it when he went against the Falcons. What was it, 2017 or whatever it was? So I was like, okay, maybe this is Mahomes' time to come back. But that defense was just, they were insane. They were just way too much for them, man.
Yeah.
They were just way too much for them. Hats off. Thank you. Thank you, Philly Nation, for stopping the three-peats.
Yes.
Thank you. Patriots Nation, thanks you. Thank you. I'm not an Eagles fan, but today I was flying high, guy.
You know what I kept thinking every time they kept penetrating the line? All I kept thinking was, why couldn't my Niners do that last year? We got a good front four, too. I'm still bitter, Mikey. I'm still bitter.
Listen, man. That front four was crazy. Patrick, he didn't have a chance, man. Like, literally, every time he dropped back, it was just sacks, pressures, somebody in his face. Yeah, he did as well as he can. I mean, they made a little run at the end, but it was pretty much garbage time. Kenny Pickett was in. They took everybody out.
Yeah.
Nobody really even cared. That last worthy touchdown, the long worthy touchdown, Blankenship didn't care. He was right beside him. He looked beside him and saw he caught the ball. He's like, whatever. What?
Yeah. There were 2 backups in there. They were
already celebrating. The whole Philly bench was celebrating already, man.
I saw they did the Gatorade the Gatorade dump in like the late third quarter.
Yeah.
15 minutes left. I'm what am I from now, man? We're blessed still.
It was like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter when they poured the Gatorade over Nick Fangio's head. It was like it was over, man. It was just a complete domination. Like, offense played well, defense played well. What else can I say? Like, honestly, it was crazy.
You know what I love is that it proves that you can still run the ball and play defense and win a championship.
100%.
This is a win for old school football.
Yes.
100%. Yeah.
Because I love that they didn't run away from it, even though Saquon hadn't broken one. They stayed diligent to that because it made them okay. Well, we don't know what's going to happen because we still have to keep somebody in the box because if he pulls and Jalen goes, who's taking care of him? And then you still had Anthony Brown, Antonio Brown, no, Anthony Brown. You had Brown, and you still had AJ Brown. You still had Devontae. Like you still had the outside weapons and Goddard. Like
there was Dotson. Dotson played well.
Yeah, that's right. They really were stacked on both sides of the ball. Like it was, you're right, complete domination.
Yeah, it was nice to see. I mean, I have to admit, I started feeling a little bit bad for them when they showed a shot of I don't know who the Kansas City Chief player was, but he was on the bench crying his eyes out. It was like 8 minutes left in the game. I was like,
what was that about?
I don't know. I was like, somebody shoot your dog? Like, I know it's bad, guy, but damn. Like even at halftime, I feel like they lost.
Missed the parlay, Kelsey.
Yo, I felt that these guys knew the game was over at halftime. Honestly, they showed them on the bench. All their heads were down. They were just like, they were psyched out, man. Their head wasn't into it. After that first half, I felt like it was pretty much over, man. They were just going through the motions at that point.
Yeah, he was like, I should have never listened to Jonte Porter. I should have never listened to Jonte Porter.
Oh, man. Poor D-Hop.
Oh, but to what Mike said, right? The formula. They stopped Saquon. They
did.
Put extra resources to stop him, but then it makes it easier for Hurts.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
You
Can't stop everybody.
You have a two-headed monster, bro. You get it. You take the poison from the running back, or you take it from the quarterback. You can't
Exactly.
stop them both.
Exactly.
So,
Facts.
wow.
Facts.
And that's what I think that's what the commentators were talking about too. Is Jalen Hurts going to play the game that's going to say that you need to stop me? And that's exactly what it was. Okay, you're going to stop my running back. Okay, cool. I have legs too. I'll pick up the first down.
Great design runs at the most opportune times too.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
And he was
You saw some
man.
Galen, he was gone.
Yes, he was.
All
he
game,
was
he was
very,
accurate.
very accurate, which is what I love to see because I've known he could be a good throwing quarterback. You know, from Alabama, man. Like this kid could really throw. You know, but once again, they like to label us quarterbacks as just athletes. Okay, maybe not me, but still, they like to label quarterbacks as.
Listen, man, but he shows up at the biggest times. Like I don't care what anybody says. The last Super Bowl 2 years ago, this guy had 304 yards. He had like 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Like he played well. He didn't lose they didn't lose because of him. He played well.
He made one mistake in the game.
He did.
That was it. And it wasn't like a major mistake, like he threw a pick or something. It was
a fumble or something. Yeah,
fumble went for a touchdown.
Yeah.
That was it.
When they were clearly up driving the ball, if they would have scored there, it would have been like out of reach.
Exactly. You know, so, but I mean, that comes with time, you know. But yeah, man, no, great game, dominating game.
This is the thing too, is that they keep on judging Hurts against certain quarterbacks, but his game is different from other quarterbacks.
Yep.
He's never going to be Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. He has a specific style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but he's shown that, hey, I can throw the ball for 300 yards.
Yep. Yeah.
If I have to, but you don't want him to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I could have close to 100 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns in a game.
Yeah.
Right?
So he's a great game manager.
He's efficient. He doesn't turn over the ball. He gets first downs. He creates plays.
And you know what? You got to give him props because, and this is the definition of a full team too, because when you're looking at it, again, they shut down Saquon for the most part today. And he was basically like, don't worry, I got it. I got y'all. You know, like once I saw AJ Brown like in the offense the way he was early, I was like, ooh, that's good. That's a good sign.
Yeah, because, it is a good sign.
You know, like I know he's been struggling to get the ball throughout the year, but I'm like, oh, that's a good sign. If he's getting the ball like that, I'm like, this is
they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? On a not like a highlight point as well, but talking about playing all facets of the ball. Yo, that kicker did a really good job of keeping their field their what's the word? Like he didn't give him a chance to run the ball back. Every one of his field goals were like down the line, no matter what.
Yeah,
100%.
Timeout, you try to freeze him, he's getting it. He was 4 for 4. Like
Jake
those
Elliott.
type of things. Yeah, so that those type of things too help keep your morale high when everybody's on point, right? Because that's just like, okay, well, boom, we got they got the stop, but we're still adding.
Yeah, still getting points.
Yeah,
it's demoralizing. That's what it is.
It 100%. It does break you down because you're just like, oh, missed one. Please give us a chance. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
all around game, like special teams, everything. Everybody played well on the Eagles. Honestly.
Yes. Yep.
I can't pick out one negative thing.
Couple of things here as well. Number one, shout out to Jalen Hurts again because I didn't realize that he did, of course, get the Super Bowl MVP. So hand claps to him. That's an awesome job.
Well deserved.
Well deserved for sure. And I guess a couple of questions before we wrap up and let this guy get his champagne back.
I'm parched.
He's gonna pour the Gatorade on himself. Hold on, this guy bought 2 balls of Gatorade. He's just gonna be like,
you could have popped a bottle on the thing. That was okay. Like I wasn't censoring that. I hope you know that.
I should have. Nah, it's my
But since you're not
mama's house.
social carry, may I gotta take our drinks for your tour, yeah?
What? Not one,
Shout
but
out to
two?
Uncle.
Eagles come out and win.
So going forward, what's the state of the Kansas City Chiefs now?
They're in a good spot still, man.
Yeah,
I would think so.
yeah.
I would think so too.
Yeah, I think there's probably a possibility that, well, I don't know if Travis Kelce is going to retire, but
You
I
think
know
so?
he.
What to say?
Well, he was talking about he was talking about being on the fence. At one point, he was talking about being on the fence, and then next time he said, "I'm going to be here for the next couple of years or something." So I don't know how that works.
Still
I don't
wrestling
think
with
he
it.
is.
Yeah, he's still wrestling.
I don't know, but
I think he's going pad statting before he retires, man.
yeah, but
Yeah.
he's slowing down, man.
Yes.
He could be
Yes.
dominant, but he's slowing down like considerably. You could tell. I feel like he's kind of moving further away from it because he's starting to get into other things. Like you see him kind of getting into he's huge podcasts, him and his brother. So
Yeah.
they're starting to do other things. I think Kansas City is still going to be dominant though. Worthy's
Worthy's gonna be a
amazing.
problem next year.
Yeah,
Listen,
I think they
that
found their
kid-
number one right there.
Yeah,
So,
that
I mean-
kid
And
is-
hey, they didn't have Rashid Rice.
It's true.
Mm.
Oh, that's true.
Bro,
Yeah.
and Hopkins and stuff, like they're gonna be a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, that's true. When Rice comes
Listen.
back, yeah,
Listen,
Rice is crazy.
after they lost to Tampa Bay, they said, okay, we need to fix the O-line. They went out and traded for dudes. They signed
Yeah.
dudes. They drafted. That's what they're going to do again. They're like, okay,
They have to.
we need to fortify our offensive line. They're either going to make a trade. They're going to draft high an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
improved their offensive line. They're a problem.
Yeah,
Again.
they got Thuney playing tackle when he's really a guard.
A guard, right?
So they'll find a tackle and put Thuney back in his regular position. Yeah, they'll be dangerous next year for sure. I mean, I think the only thing that's going to slow them down is at some point Reed is going to have to retire. He's getting older. But aside from that, I think they're still good for the next couple of years at least.
He's staying there as long as Mahomes is there. I promise you that.
You think so?
Oh,
Yeah, I think so. You don't
why mess up a good thing? He tried to win.
and you don't retire when you got that kind of talent. Like that talent
Yeah,
is
that's
just.
true.
I mean, it's beyond
That's
incredible,
true.
as we all know.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like
It's a
I would move
well-oiled
away from it.
machine.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't move away from that either unless I'm actually tired of the game. But he seems like he's still very much
Yeah,
involved,
man.
love with the game.
But Mahomes is
I-
a young guy, man. He's a young man. We're gonna see what happens
Bro,
10
all
years
they
from
do-
now.
All they
Hmm?
do is go to Super Bowls and conference championships. Like,
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, as long as the Eagles are there to stop him, Terry, we'll see.
hey,
Well,
that's the
and I
youngest
would-
defense in the league.
Yeah.
And I would
Mhm.
say too. I would say too. The defense is still good. I don't know what's going to happen with Chris Jones because did he do his knee or was it just sprained or?
I think it's
Not
just
sure what it
sprained. I
is.
don't think it's
Okay.
It
season
looked like
ending.
it looked like it was locking every time. And I think
Yeah,
he just
so-
couldn't get it loose. So,
Yeah,
but it
So-
doesn't seem serious.
but that defense is really good. They seem kind of young themselves as well.
Especially in the
got a good,
secondary.
yeah, they got a good run game. You know, it
Mhm.
wasn't really in effect today, but like Pachero and these guys, like they're still solid. You're
But that's
right. Like I
offensive
mean,
line, though.
they yeah, and then they seem like they fixed, like they got Kelsey's replacement whenever he's ready to retire.
Yeah,
So I think they're in a good spot.
they are.
I think
Yeah.
they're in a good spot. What
Yeah.
what about the Eagles going forward now? Now that they won, what's the
They should be the
I mean-
favorites to win it again.
Facts.
They have Saquon locked up.
They got Jalen locked
They
up.
got Hurts locked up. They got both their receivers locked up. Their whole offensive line. I mean, I think Becton, the right guard, I think he signed a 1-year deal.
Mhm.
But it's the Eagles. They have a guy to replace him if he walks.
Yeah,
And the thing about
And
it, they've been
and the
so
defense is
consistent
young.
over the
Jalen
last
Carter's
4 to
young.
5 years. They've been like the Kansas City Chiefs, except they haven't won,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
or they've won not as many times. So
And overall they draft well. They draft
Yeah.
really, really well.
yeah,
And they bring in free agents.
yes.
What's the name of their GM? What's his name?
Ro-
Roseman. Howie Rosen?
Roseman.
Howie Rosen?
Roseman.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a goat. Honestly, man. Howie Rosen, yeah, he's a goat.
No,
like
he is.
him bringing in Saquon, like, come on, man, that was like the missing piece right there.
And Zach Bond.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
he got a pick too. Defensive Player of the Year, by the way.
Yeah,
even Dotson, even that Dotson trades, like Dotson's like a 4-4 guy. Like honestly, man, they brought in some. He knew what they needed in order to get over that hump,
and he
did it.
Yeah, they needed DBs for the longest time. Remember, you
drafted
guys they hadn't drafted a DB in like 20 years almost, and they took one in the first round, another one in the second
round. Yep, back to back. He knew exactly what they needed. Honestly, man,
and he went and got it. It's impressive, man. And Fangio is a serious defense coordinator.
Finally got a ring.
Apparently, the OC is going to be named the head coach of the Saints.
I heard that. I did hear.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Kellen Moore?
Kellen Moore, yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah, he will be. Once he finishes celebrating on Broad Street.
Yeah, that's we're gonna have a tough time with that one.
Yeah.
The Saints are like in cap hell. They're gonna have to get rid of some pieces this year.
It's funny because both teams have their work cut out for them. Because I think with Kansas City, I mean, Buffalo's going to be there. They're still going to be tough.
Yeah.
The Ravens are going to be tough.
Yeah.
The Ravens are going to be waiting there. Who knows what the Texans are going to do? This offseason because they're not that far away.
They're not
that far away.
I don't think so.
And then we keep forgetting about the Commanders. Who?
Well, I was going to get to that, but go on. Sorry, go on.
No, I didn't want to. I didn't know if you're still going through it, but yeah, like they were a surprise, and it's not no Cinderella. Like watching some of their games, I'm like, yo, Jalen Daniels is like, he's the next guy.
He's
the next guy. Like, holy crap, man! What a command of the offense. No pun intended, but he's really that dude, man. Like, me and Carrie had a conversation about this 2 weeks ago. Like, Carrie was like, "Yo, I watching him at LSU. I was like, yo, he's going to be the guy that's gonna really do super well in his rookie year." And you're 100% right, bro. Like, wow. I mean, the team is great as well, obviously, but once you have a strong leader. That like he's gonna be fine.
He's a stud. He's an absolute stud, man. Yeah. I mean, they had a good team, but with him, they're a great team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, rising tide lifts all ships, man. He made that team like
he makes everybody better.
He does. He truly does. And this year, I am convinced they're just gonna get better and better.
Yeah. And I think here's the thing you got to watch with the Commanders because I think they might be. There's a couple of teams in the NFC that's going to be tough, but I think what's going to make them dangerous is we got to remember it's new ownership now. This isn't the Snyder era anymore. There's new ownership. There's Josh Harris and those guys, Magic Johnson, those guys, and I can tell you, being a Magic Johnson fan, he don't support nothing unless it's about winning. You know what I mean? He is about championships, and every franchise that he's a minority owner of, they win. You know what I mean? And the ownership group that he goes with, they always win. So I expect them to tighten up their O-line. I expect them to maybe get another weapon off, like another wideout to go with Scary Terry, and I think they got motivation.
They got motivation. They cap space too.
Yep, I think second or third largest.
Oh my God!
Like they're supposed to be in rebuild mode. They're not supposed to be this good.
No, man.
No,
they're supposed to be in rebuild mode.
They're ahead of schedule.
That's
way ahead of schedule.
That's scary. Because if
they're
they find
they're in the Eagles division, man, it is scary.
Within budget.
And I hate to say this being a Niners guy, because I think the Niners still have another year left before we got to pay Purdy that money. But we got one more year left of like strong contention before we start to really make choices with guys. But I hate to say this. But what if San Fran or what if the San Fran and the Commanders start talking about Debo?
Well, because they told Debo he could look for a trade.
Yeah. What
Really?
if it's the Commanders?
Debo's gonna be 30 mil against the cap now, or no, it was 30 million in dead money, and I think 17 million. He had like a 17 million salary this year coming up. So yeah, they're looking to they'll give Debo away at this point. They already told Debo that he could look for a trade. So yeah,
like my only problem with Debo is like I feel like he's a one-trick pony.
Why would you say that though?
Because he's not a great route runner. He's not a great receiver. He drops the ball a lot. He's not a great route runner, but he's like the gadget guy.
Right, because you could.
But the one trick he's got is it's serious though. You got to get the ball in his hands, right? But he's not necessarily a guy that's gonna route up a guy and like get open. Like Ayuk was their best receiver.
Oh, for sure, by far.
That's true.
Debo's like a playmaker. Like just get the ball in his hands some way. But he's not a great receiver, in my opinion.
It's kind of like Cheetah then.
I think Cheetah's a receiver.
I think Cheetah's
a better receiver than Debo.
I think so.
But like if you look at Miami Dolphins with Cheetah this year, they couldn't get the ball to him. He couldn't get open. Right?
Which is weird.
And so exactly, right? And so when you think about and you're right, Carrie.
But they had a bunch of games when Tunga Bailoa was hurt, man. That's when that dude's hurt.
Yeah,
I know, but still, man.
But
even though he was hurt, I still expected Cheetah to produce.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I mean, this guy is still he's still a 4-3, 4-4 guy, 4-3 guy.
Yeah, but if you don't have a quarterback that can get you the ball, man, it's not much.
Yeah, but they need to manufacture him touches. Like, get him on some sweeps or something. Do something. Get the ball in his hand, man.
Like why I brought up Cheetah is because to your point, you're right. Ayuk was getting the ball way more than Debo was, and you're right. It's like they couldn't find him unless they send him down a seam or freaking give him a end around or something like that. So it's like we only could use your speed when we can use your speed.
Yeah.
But you're right. They need to be able to run patterns and get themselves open.
Yeah.
Because that's how they make themselves more beneficial.
I almost feel like they start phasing him out of the game. Like they wanted to see what Jalen McMillan was going to do. They wanted to see what their rookie had, and he stepped up pretty well. Yeah. And then they still had Juwan Jennings, and he was balling out too.
Fuck yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah.
So they almost phased him completely out of the offense. He even was complaining.
That's what you do when you don't want to pay him his last year in the contract.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
I'm playing chess while y'all are playing checkers.
Exactly. They didn't want to get him the ball as much as they used to, because I mean, he used to get not even it wasn't even just passes. Like Kerry, you're right in terms of
they bring him in the backfield, and then
he was a running back. He was the wide receiver. He was like a little bit of everything. They'd move him around beyond the line. Like he was their gadget guy, right?
Yep.
He wasn't really a wide receiver, but he was the type of guy that you just get the ball in his hands because he's going to make a play. And then this year, they just weren't getting him the ball like how they used to. They almost changed their offense a little bit, and they were focusing more on McMillan, who balled out, and that's why I'm convinced that's why they decided they were going to get rid of Debo. They picked up McMillan knowing that they were probably going to lose Debo because they didn't want to pay him.
Right, trying to save that bread. They're trying to save that bread.
Is that a Ty Law jersey?
Revis.
Revis Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ty Law would have been fire.
Would have been fire, yes?
I've been trying to get a Ty Law jersey.
Wow.
I can't find it anywhere, man.
I used to have a Ty Law jersey back in the day.
I did, brother.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm not even a defensive guy, and that guy, I'd buy his jersey.
Yeah, man.
I used to have his jersey back. I know I did because I think remember the infamous episode I was talking about earlier with the Young Street. I still have those pictures. I think I was wearing his jersey. That's what you would.
Well, from those times, we would have been all wearing jerseys.
Oh, that's it. That's it. This is why we're doing it now. It's a bit of a throwback night right now.
It definitely is, man. It definitely is.
It's a bit of a throwback, right? But before we go, though, actually, a couple of things before we go. number one, again, I know we talk about the Commanders. We're talking about the Niners. The Rams, I think, might be whew, that defense, boy. That front line.
And that offense.
16
offense
sacks in 2 games. Yeah. That you just got to see what's going to happen. But I think Stafford's coming back, and they're going to figure something out with I know they're going to lose Cooper Kupp, but they'll figure something out with that. You know, and then I think the Packers too. I think you got to worry about the Packers too.
Yeah, Mr. Love.
And we'll see what Minnesota does.
Oh shit, we forgot about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then
quarterback,
how
especially.
we forget about Detroit?
Yeah.
Yep, of course, another one.
They might lose a couple of people though.
Too.
They did already.
Yeah,
they lost all their coaching staff.
Offensive coordinator,
defensive coordinator.
The Bears defense coordinator went to the Jets.
I even think they lost their linebacker coach.
To New England,
Yeah, they got gutted. Their whole coaching staff got gutted.
Jeez,
so we'll see how they do next year.
But they have talent.
So they still have the talent. So now they got to find. They just need management now.
Well, I mean, they need a whole new training staff. Everybody getting hurt.
Sure.
That's But that manager, I forget his name now. I know he's black, but he's good though. He's a good. I mean, he accumulated all his talent, so you can't sleep on that too. NFL's going to be interested in the next couple of years, man.
The parity is
smart
there.
GMs,
There's so many good teams right now.
So many good teams, and there's so many good GMs that are making smart decisions from drafting, personnel moves.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting.
I'm going to say teams like Detroit and Philly, they draft football players first.
Mm-hmm.
They don't worry about the stats and the combine. They're going to draft. Like everybody was saying, don't draft a running back first round. Detroit was like, Jahmyr Gibbs, you're a football player.
Yep.
They took that linebacker, Campbell, the first round because you're a football player. They don't care. They're going to take hard-nosed football players.
Yeah, it's a blue-collar city. That's right.
Yeah.
It makes a difference. You can't get caught up in all the testing and all that bullshit, man. Get the good, hard-nosed football players. You can never go wrong. Because even if that guy's not a star, at least he's a tough football player. You need those guys.
Need those guys.
And last thing before we go, obviously the whole world is waiting for the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime performance. What was your thoughts on it?
Wow.
Listen,
I knew he was gonna do Not Like Us, but he
teased it.
He was defiant about it. He's like, "Oh, you acting like I'm not gonna do it,
bro." He made that into a movie.
Yeah, that was surreal.
Listen. I was watching it. I'm like, is he gonna do this song? Because I'm like, yo, it's a diss song, right? Because let's be honest, DMX had a freaking party diss song that you could still play out, but it wasn't so as in your face as Not Like Ain't Like Us. And he did it, and he was looking in the camera like Listen, I'm telling you like this, from the Grammys, he's been playing chess. Because you saw what his outfit was, right? At the Grammys, Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah.
Listen, man, he said this man's name in the middle of the flipping song.
Yeah.
And then he brought out this guy's ex-girlfriend, Serena Williams. He had her dance in the background.
The pettiness is just off the charts.
Oh my God. I was like, I was looking at my wife.
He was going to do the song, but I didn't think he would do the whole verse.
Bro,
listen, he teased it. I didn't think he was going to do the song because he said some guys like to sue at one point, right?
Yeah.
And then he switched it up to another song. But then at the end, I was like, oh my God, is he doing the song? This man did the song. He sang every fucking lyric. Every lyric.
He said every
guard your sister. Oh my God. I was like, damn.
Party After Next is always playing with his nose and Baka shouldn't be freaking around kids. I'm like,
oh my God, I know. It was so bad. I was like, Drake, no.
That line ain't aging well with all these charges going up against TDE.
It's true. Yeah.
In the music industries,
why don't goes around?
You know,
them boys.
But what I will say though, is, it was a solid performance for sure. I mean, you know, I know everybody's talking about. I was looking at my Twitter and it was the timeline, which was going crazy. But the one thing I will say is I thought it was a bit of a letdown only because of, I guess it was so hyped up for the last couple of months. And from once he got nominated to get the Super Bowl, I think the whole world has been anticipating it so much that I think it didn't live up to the hype, which I don't know if it could because it was so hyped up. You know what I mean?
Actually, thought he should have done some older songs.
And you know
Even
what?
If it's just snippets of it.
And I think he focused on this more so on this new album, especially because he's touring right after, like, you know, the next couple of weeks, which is fine. My only thing is with Not Like Us, and I mean, he had to perform it. So it's like a catch-22, because I was saying to somebody earlier today, I'm like, I kind of wish he doesn't focus too much on this. I know he has to do the song because the song won 5 Grammys last week. So, I mean, like, you're going to have to do the song. The NFL's, everybody's expecting him to do the song. So you kind of, you know what I mean? You understand it. But I was kind of like, he's such a big and great artist. I hope that's not the focus, only because he's got such a big catalog himself. He has like a heavy catalog himself. It may not be as extensive as Drake's, but he's got a catalog. You know what I mean? Like, I've been to this concert. Like, I know, like, the stuff that he can put out. So to your point, Carrie, I was kind of hoping he would do a little bit more older songs, some songs from Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
That's what I was kind of hoping, but it was a solid performance.
It was solid.
It was definitely solid. But to wrap up, I want Carrie to go and get his champagne bath. But before you go, hold on. We gotta get Mikey back on the screen here.
Mikey, darkness.
Brother Darkness.
Brother Doomsy.
Well, until he pops up, I want to show you proof that I got a shirt. I want to show you proof. I told you I got the Dawkins. I got the old school Dawkins. I just want to make sure you see it too.
I like that.
I just want to make sure you see it too.
Respect.
And you know what's old school? Just because the numbers is heavy. This is a heavy shirt. I'm like, yo, how was he wearing this back in the day?
Weapon X.
Yeah,
remember big friggin' horse cowboy collar around his neck?
Oh yes.
What DP was a cowboy collar?
Right?
Because he was a headhunter. That's why.
That's why. Hell yeah.
Freaking go back.
His the way he used to come out for games was ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
What's it? Weapon X, right? Wolverine.
Weapon X, man. Weapon X.
Yo, that was a monster. He was like that. Every time I watch those pregame, like that thing always makes me laugh because he was like a nutcase.
Yes,
he was a complete nutcase.
Coming in like a dog.
Yeah, man.
A rabid dog.
A hunter guy.
Yeah.
Gather heads, gather skulls.
He was a complete nutcase, man. But yeah, man. But congratulations to the Eagles. You know what I mean? As we wrap this up, man, thank you guys for coming to do this live stream. This will be out in the morning again on YouTube and wherever else you get to watch and listen to podcasts. But yeah, man, this was a historic night, man. Another black quarterback won a Super Bowl and MVP. We got to celebrate.
Good guys win.
We got to celebrate that.
Yes.
The good guys
spirit,
win.
the spirit of Mikey lives on.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Always.
Hold on. Before you wrap up, back with the topic of being on black quarterbacks, bro. Yo, we're also in some really good hands, and I hope you do a podcast on this because I'd love to join in and talk about it. Yo, Mr. Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward, I love how iron is sharpening iron right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, this league is going to be in trouble because I'll tell you right now. Shedeur Sanders is great, but Cam Ward,
he's that
serious
for him. You see how Carrie called Jalen Daniels? I'm telling you, Cam Ward.
Really?
Okay.
Really, I'm telling you, bro, he has it.
Okay.
And yeah, he has it.
Well, now you know what? And I'm not usually a college football guy. I don't really watch too much college football, but I'll tell you what. Let's do that. Let's do that a little closer to the draft. Let's the four of us get back together and come and do that. But I want to throw two things with you guys, to the four of you guys, and we ran out of fifth. But let's do that because there's a doc on Amazon Prime. I think I was telling you and Roger about this at least. Yeah. But it's an evolution of a black quarterback. It was narrated by Michael Vick. It's already out. It's been out. I think it came out at the beginning of the football season. But it's funny how a lot of people don't know about it. Every time I bring this up, they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "No,
they don't promote it
because they don't promote it.
They don't promote it, Calvin.
We're still being put in the back burner, man.
Listen, I'm on Netflix every single day, and pure football movies come up because that's part of my algorithm. I've never seen that not once on there until you told me about it, and I actually looked for it and found it.
Yeah, but it's on Amazon.
So Prime, I don't get it.
That's why. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, it's on Prime. Sorry, I meant Prime.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. But yeah, I would say let's watch that. We'll pick a date in the next few weeks or next month or so, whatever. We'll figure out closer to the draft. Let's at least talk about that, and then we could talk about Shador and Cam Ward and the new let's get into that whole discussion because I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Let's do that.